All right, buddy. It's do or die time. Let's try this. All right, Gage. Up. Come on. Look, buddy. Right here. Look. Come on. Let's go. Ah, come on, buddy. Come on. Up the stairs. Come on. Come on, buddy. Gage, let's go. Come on. Come on, Gage. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Now you can come on the adventure. Thank you to my loving wife, who was smart to suggest the hot tub stairs to let Gage in the back of the truck. It worked, dear. All right, I threw a rug in there for him, and I opened the windows. He's doing perfectly fine. I don't think he likes the cage, guys. That's part of the problem. So we're gonna try without the cage today. The step, I got him to go up and down 10 times, so we should be good to go. I've got a very special trip for today, guys. This has been almost 3 years in the making for this. I got permission over 2 years ago, and part of the permission was a buddy of mine, he's my age, wanted to come and learn detecting. So he got permission from his uncle, and he's never been able to go. So today, I said, sorry, Aaron. I just called Uncle Jerry, and we're going to hit a historic lumber camp. One of the first ones in the area. There have been many books written on this. There were over 500 people there. There were churches and schools and all kinds of things. And so we're gonna actually go meet the property owner, and Stan and I are gonna go do a bit of detecting. We're gonna detect for a couple hours, then Jerry's gonna meet us there, and he's gonna give us a bit of the history of the area. So it should be a fantastic day, guys. I'm really excited about this one. Well, Stan just said the equivalent of hold my beer. He stops me, we're driving out here, and he says, I'm gonna take a little detour. I wanna show you this property, and then we're gonna drive down the old rail bed. I'm like, Stan, there's a driveway that goes right into the property. Why are we gonna go cross country if I get stuck? He assures me we're not gonna get stuck. You guys heard it. He said, hold my beer, right? He says we're not gonna get stuck.
We're not gonna get stuck. Promise.
All right. We're actually driving down the old railroad. So this is a skidoo trail now in the winter. I'm just worried about the frost coming out of the ground this time of year. You can hit a hole and sink a tire right up to the bumper. I've done it before. My fingers are crossed, my toes are crossed, and my ankle's puckered. I know, growing up out here in the country, how to get things stuck. And this is one good way to get things stuck. Spring thaw. You guys wonder why I sometimes question Stan's judgment. There's the road right there, guys. We could be driving on the normal road. Instead, I'm up here on... come on, Stan, what were you thinking? Just gotta ask why, Stan. What was the point of that? We could have drove.
Well, the post office. The post office is just to the right of that road. We came, off the road.
Yeah, but
so we turned left.
You could have just told me that.
Well, I can't want to stop too many times.
Sammy, come here, buddy. I got a friend for you. Oh, there you go, buddy. So Stan brought me an old Popular Mechanics to read, and I was thumbing through there. There's some cool stuff in there. And he also found, look at this, he doesn't even know that I collect Minolta lenses. I have a whole bunch of them from the 70s. And he found this lens cap, a metal one, and I'm gonna clean it up and use it. So this is Jerry, the property owner, very knowledgeable about everything that went on back here in the day.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
So you've heard, yeah. It's a nice piece of property. We really like it back here, and the history and the heritage that's with it. So it's a really neat piece, and we enjoy it a lot.
So right here, guys, was the early 1900s road. You can see it going out into the field. Down to our right down there is the river that they used to load the logs into, and then they would ship them down to the nearest town. So in this first field that we're coming into, there was a school, a church, a hotel, and apparently I think there was about 40 houses. 500 workers in here. So right there is either a root cellar or, I don't know, some kind of depression. But the three big buildings were right here in this field. We can see the river down there. All through the bush down here near the river would have been the milling operations, machinery. The lumber stacking actually was at the end of this road. So this operation, the lumber stacks, were all burnt in 1932. And there was about a mile to a mile and a half of lumber that they would stack up here further up the river. The town was here, the stacking was further up there, milling operations all down to our right. Up to our left over here were the owner's residence, right? The High Rollers Club was up on the hill. They even had tennis courts up there, guys, back in the 1920s. Can you believe that? Out here in the bush in the middle of nowhere. So right in here apparently was a garbage dump. We're just past the fields. And so they would have came in here, and there's a bit of a hollow depression. And I see a few bottles. Bit of junk here and there. Lots of cans down in here. But if this was the main bottle dump, it must have been picked over at some point, because I'm not seeing enough to... I think there must be another spot as well. Jerry says this was the bottle dump, but 40 houses would have created a lot more garbage, I think. So I think there's probably a good chance there might be another one that he's not aware of, and hopefully I can find it at some point here. I'm just trying to give you guys a bit of a tour. We're heading down here. This is where the main milling operation would have been. All of this area right here needs to be done. Probably full of axe heads and whatever else. Oh, that's tempting. I'm going to come back and do right here under these trees after. Just want to show you guys right here at the river. You can see a bridge out there. Well, just on this side of the bridge was the swimming hole where all the guys bathed and swam and everything. So if you see that bridge out there, I'm going to have to do all that area. And then on the far side of that rubble out there, the rocks and stuff, oh, for 3/4 of a mile up there, that's where they stacked the lumber. So a big, beautiful property, and Jerry is kind enough, family friend. He's known my wife since she was a little kid, a little toddler, so I've got free reign. Thank you, Jerry. We're going to have to come back multiple times because there's just so much to cover here, but there's so much history as well. Hey, look at that. Johnson's baby powder. Gage. An old tin of baby powder. Flat as could be. A couple of old plates. I don't know what those would be off of.
Okay, so the post office and the stores were over here across the tracks.
And there was about 500 people here, eh?
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yes.
So it was a sizable encampment, guys. I'm going to edit out the name of the place. I think I've said it a couple times, just for the property owner's privacy. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to hide what this place is. House and well, we're over here, guys. Tennis courts, we're back in here.
Now it's all Christmas trees. Lawn chairs up there.
So this was the brass. They lived up here on the hill. All the workers were down there in the valley. I lost my White's digger in our last outing somewhere. We're gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to look for it. Not cheap. Somewhere right here were the tennis courts, and right here where I'm working would have been the little change cabana. This is what's left of it. It would have changed into their tennis shorts, 1920s tennis shorts. Hopefully there's some coins in this area. I'm going to give it a good going over. My first hole, I found this. Is that part of a fencing post for a tennis court? I don't know. Would they had a fence around it back in the day? I don't know. Here's the old well. It's deep. Didn't bring our magnets today, so we'll definitely have to remember that next time. Look at this, old plumbing. Pretty heavy duty. So we've got a pretty good depression right here. I think there was a building right here. The old trees like to grow out of the foundations usually, so. Old brick right here too. Just want to show you guys how much iron is here. Each one of those is iron something. Look at this, guys. An old bowl. Unfortunately, I hit it with the shovel right there. Look at that, an old flashlight. Flattened right out, but still got the switch on it. Cool. What have we got here? Brass something? Oh, a lid? Maybe a lid. Let me clean it up, see if there's any writing on here. Look at that. There is writing. It's gold plated. Whatever this was. Bommelia. B-O-M-I-E. No. E-I-L-L-A? Bommelia. It feels like there's something in there. I don't want to damage it though. I think maybe we should research it first to see what it was. Was it some kind of makeup tin? Is it a condom tin? I don't know. We're going to open it. I'm going to do it live. What's in there? One of two things. And I already said what they were. Oh, yeah, it's opening. I think it's makeup because of the gold plate. Oh yeah, definitely some kind of face cream, makeup, hemorrhoid ointment, I don't know. But there it is. It's still in there 100 years later.